Hey, welcome back. This is the video where I get to talk about all of the new features found in Exchange Server 2016. Now, I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I do have to tell you that Exchange 2016 has been regarded, at least by some, as being one of the more minor Exchange Server releases. It doesn't have quite as many new features as some of the past releases have had. And in a way, that's kind of a good thing because it means that there's not as steep of a learning curve for those who are coming from previous Exchange Server versions. So what's new? Well, I already talked about one of the new things in the previous video. Microsoft has simplified the Exchange server roles. We've gone from 3 server roles in Exchange 2013 down to 2 server roles in Exchange Server 2016. Also, a lot of the new features and capabilities revolve around Outlook on the web. Now, if you're not familiar with Outlook on the web, it's probably because the name has changed. Outlook on the web was formerly known as Outlook Web App or Outlook Web Access or OA. It's all the same, but Microsoft has introduced some new features. Primarily, Microsoft has tried to make Outlook on the web more suitable for use on smaller screen devices. So there are platform-specific experience for phones. They're giving us a premium Android experience. There are email interface improvements, contact linking, calendar improvements, search suggestions, and some new themes. So Microsoft has really done a lot of work around Outlook on the web. So believe it or not, the features that you saw on the previous slide aren't even all of the new features and capabilities in Outlook on the web. Some of the other things that Microsoft is giving us are link previews, inline videos, pins and flags, better performance, and a new action pane. So you can begin to get a sense of just how much work Microsoft really has done to Outlook on the web. Now, even though many of the new features revolve around Outlook on the web, certainly not all of the new features are Outlook on the web related. So, what are some other new features? Well, for one thing, MAPI over HTTP is now the default protocol. Previously, RPC over HTTP was used, and that is still supported as an automatic fallback option for devices that don't support MAPI over HTTP. Also, over the last several versions of Exchange, Microsoft has tried to give us a bit of SharePoint integration, and that tradition has continued. So now we have SharePoint 2016 support for things like saving files to OneDrive, uploading files to OneDrive, recently used lists populated with both local and online files. Also, the Office 365 Hybrid Configuration Wizard is now cloud-based, and that's a great thing because it means that Microsoft is able to update that wizard anytime that they need to make it better and better without forcing us to install patches on our end. And Microsoft's also done some work around data loss prevention. You'll see some examples of this later on, but data loss prevention now has support for things like attachment search, recipient notification, and even incident report generation. So what else is new? Well, for one thing, now when you perform an e-discovery operation or an in-place hold, there's actually support to include public folder resources in that operation. Microsoft is also giving us a compliance search feature, and they've improved both performance and scalability for search operations. So if you'd like to know more about the new features, here's a link to a TechNet article where Microsoft lists everything that's new in Exchange Server 2016. So now that I've talked about all of the new features, I'm going to come back in the next video and talk about features that no longer exist in Exchange 2016.